Chapter entitled The Dynasty of Maharaj Nimi, text 9. Yasya yogam na vanchanti, yasya yogam na vanchanti, viyoga bhayakataraha, viyoga bhayakataraha, bhajanti charanam bhojam, bhajanti charanam bhojam, munayo harimedhasa, munayo harimedhasa, yasya yogam na vanchanti, viyoga bhayakataraha, bhajanti charanam bhojam, munayo harimedhasa, yasya yogam na vanchanti, viyoga bhayakataraha, bhajanti charanam bhojam, munayo harimedhasa. Navanchandi yoga yasya yogam navanchanti yasya yogam navanchanti yoga bhayakataraha Mataji yasya yogam navanchanti What word meaning? Yasya, with the body. Yogam, contact. Na, do not. Vanchanti, jnanis, desire. Viyoga bhayakataraha, being afraid of giving up the body again. Bhajanti, offer transcendental loving service. Charanam bhojam, to the lotus feet of the Lord. Munaya, great saintly persons. Harimedhasaha, whose intelligence is always absorbed in thoughts of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Maharaj Nimi continued. Mayavadis generally want freedom from accepting a material body because they fear having to give it up again. But devotees whose intelligence is always filled with the service of the Lord are unafraid. Indeed, they take advantage of the body to render transcendental loving service. Purport. Maharaj Nimi did not want to accept a material body, which would be a cause of bondage. Because he was a devotee, he wanted a body by which he could render devotional service to the Lord. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Janma bimorae ichha yadi tora bhakta grihe jani janma hau mora kita janma hau yatha tuya dasa. My Lord, if you want me to take birth and accept a material body again, kindly do me this favor. Allow me to take birth in the home of your servant, your devotee. I do not mind being born there even as an insignificant creature, like an insect. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagati shakamaye mama janmani janmani shware bhavatad bhakti rahetuki tvai. O Lord of the universe, I do not desire material wealth, materialistic followers, a beautiful wife, or fruitive activities described in flowery language. All I want, life after life, is unmotivated, devotional service to you. By saying life after life, Janmani Janmani, the Lord referred not to an ordinary birth, but a birth in which to remember the lotus feet of the Lord. Such a body is desirable. A devotee does not think like yogis and jnanis who want to refuse a material body and become one with the impersonal Brahman effulgence. A devotee does not like this idea. On the contrary, he will accept any body, material or spiritual, for he wants to serve the Lord. This is real liberation. If one has a strong desire to serve the Lord, even if he accepts a material body, there is no cause of anxiety. Since a devotee, even in the material body, is a liberated soul. This is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikhila swapi avasthasu jivan mukta sauchate. A person acting in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, in the service of Krishna, with his body, mind, intelligence and words, is a liberated person, even within the material world, although he may be engaged in many so-called material activities. The desire to serve the Lord establishes one as liberated in any condition of life, whether in a spiritual body or a material body. In a spiritual body, the devotee becomes a direct associate of the Lord. But even though a devotee may superficially appear to be in material body, he is always liberated and is engaged in the same duties of the service to the Lord as a devotee in Vaikuntha Loka. There is no distinction. It is said, Sadhur jivo va maro va. Whether a devotee is alive or dead, his only concern is to serve the Lord. Tyaktva deham punar janma neti mameti. When he gives up his body, he goes directly to become an associate of the Lord and serve him. Although he does the same thing even in a material body in the material world. For a devotee, there is no pain, pleasure or material perfection. One may argue that at the time of death, a devotee also suffers because of giving up his material body. But in this connection, the example may be given that a cat carries a mouse in its mouth and also carries a kitten in its mouth. Both the mouse and the kitten are carried in the same mouth, but the perception of the mouse is different from that of the kitten. When a devotee gives up his body, tyaktva deham, he is ready to go back home, back to Godhead. Thus, his perception is certainly different from that of a person being taken away by Yamraj for punishment. A person whose intelligence is always concerned upon the service of the Lord is unafraid of accepting a material body, whereas a non-devotee, having no engagement in the service of the Lord, is very much afraid of accepting a material body or giving up his present one. Therefore, we should follow the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahitukitvai. It doesn't matter whether we accept a material body or a spiritual body. Our only ambition should be to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Amagyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminite Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarne Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratashe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we were already reading from past 1 week about Nimi Maharaj and how he wanted to perform the sacrifice and achieve perfection in the life. So he approached Vasishtha, but Vasishtha, being busy with Indra's sacrifice, told him to wait. And Maharaj Nimi didn't say yes, didn't say no, but he didn't wait. He wanted to do yajna because of the time factor. We have very limited time available to achieve perfection. So when Vasishtha came to know, he was very angry, and then he cursed Nimi Maharaj. Maharaj Nimi thought it is not my fault. So he counter-cursed his guru, which is extremely rare, and we can see if these devotees like Vasishtha and Maharaj Nimi are engaged in these kind of things, so it has some higher arrangement. It's not that Maharaj Nimi does not know the importance of guru. But this is arrangement to teach us. In 9th canto, we will see these kind of activities happening. So, after the cursing and the counter cursing, both of them left their bodies. Vasishtha got the body back through Mitra and Varuna. And Maharaj Nimi, his body is still protected. It's not burnt, it's still kept in, with the fragrant, not say chemical, but some ointment, so that the body will remain fresh. And now, the sages are requesting demigods that if you are pleased with our sacrifice, please bring him back to the life. And Prabhupada explains that demigods are not only having, they do not have only the facilities to enjoy better sense gratification, but also they have powers to do such activities like reviving one's life. And then, before they could revive, Maharaj Nimi speaks. So what he speaks, Mayavadis generally want freedom. He's talking about that even if you give me body, it will be again taken away in due course of time. So don't give me such a body. Give me a body in which my intelligence is fixed on service to the lotus feet of the Lord. And here it is said that devotees are unafraid. Not only unafraid, indeed they take advantage of the body to render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord. So this is what he is asking. Now in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th verse, this verse, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Vita, become freed from Bhaya, Raga and Krodha. A very technical purport Srila Prabhupada gives, which is connected to today's verse. He is saying, Raga means attachment to sense gratification. Bhaya is fear and Krodha is anger. So these materialistic people who do not have understanding, they become very attached, and when they die, they do not want to take another birth. It's not that they want liberation, but they are fearful that in the current life, we have faced so many troubles, we don't want again these kind of troubles. So we don't want another life. Shunyavad. So they come up with the philosophy, everything is finished at the time of death. And Krodha, they become frustrated. They want to enjoy, but they can't enjoy. They don't want pains, but they get pains. So they get completely frustrated with this life. So this is what Krishna is telling, that you give and do what? Manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta mad bhavam agataha. Give up these three things, bhaya, raga and krodha, and take shelter in me. You are not the first one. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge, and they all attained transcendental love for me. So whatever today's purport, this translation is expanded similarly in the purport. So we see Krishna is telling that you leave these three things, become situated in knowledge, take shelter of me and then become situated in knowledge. What will you get is transcendental love. Love means service. And here, Nimi Maharaj is talking the same thing. So a person who is in knowledge, he understands that this service, this element called service, is an intrinsic part, a non-separable part of the soul. Like we have electronic gadgets like a phone or a laptop. Jai Shri Radha Ras Bihari Bhagwan ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. So we have this phone or a computer, there are some default softwares installed, which you cannot remove. Even if you want, you cannot remove, there are such softwares installed. So similarly, every soul, every living entity has this intrinsic software installed for service. That we know. Only someone who has, being received mercy of Vaishnava can understand this. That how service is important. And we know that many people all over the world are engaged in service, but they unfortunately do not know in whose service we should be engaged. So they think that we are serving, and by this service we are doing good to others. Maybe, but they are not doing good to themselves. So this service is one thing which gives the real happiness. The happiness in human life starts from service. There is one story. One devotee was distributing book. somewhere in America. And one old person came, quite old. And he was seeing this young saffron devotee. He seems to be very happy, blissful. His face is shining. So he approached him. That I don't see that you have very rich clothes. Brahmachari, even if he wears silk, it looks like a simple clothes only. So then he said, but I can see some happiness, a lot of happiness rather, on your face. How is it? He told what is bhakti, and he started preaching to him. So this old man said, okay, I'll come back to temple with you. Can you give me that happiness? What you have? Now here is someone who's asking for happiness immediately. And the devotee had faith. He said, okay, come with me. So what he did, he took him to temple and this devotee asked this old man, what do you know? Do you know anything to do? He said, yeah, I can do gardening. And there was a garden in the temple. So this devotee told this old man, okay, take these facilities he provided and take care of this plant for next few hours, whatever you want to do. And he started engaging in service. And this old person, when he was doing that service, he was not able to assimilate, or he was not able to understand why he is getting so much happiness. He has done gardening all through his life. Why is that he is getting unlimited happiness right now, which he never got when he did gardening in his home? So he continued for 4 hours. 4 hours he did service. After finishing, he came, he took some prasad, went back. And now, it's like if a tiger or a lion gets to taste the human blood, he does not want anything else. He wants human blood. Yeah. So now this old person came again next day. He said, I want to again do this service. I said, okay. Devotees are anyways happy for 2 reasons. One, that you got some spiritual customer whom you can preach and make him devotee. So that is happiness for a devotee. Another thing, someone has agreed to do some service. So engaged. Now this person is doing service from all different angles, but he is not getting happiness. He thought maybe I was standing like this or doing like this, thinking like this. He tried all the method, he didn't get that happiness. Hours and hours. Next day again he came. After 3 days he told that devotee that first day I got some bliss. Why I am not able to get again? So he told him that is what Krishna's trailer is. Krishna showed you the trailer of mercy and happiness. Now you have to get in the process and go through ups and downs of struggles of Vedic Bhakti, and then you will again achieve that happiness. And all of us would have definitely realized this in our life. That when we were new, we do some service, we become happy. When we are new, we come, we even chant just few rounds, come in pant shirt. Any service is given to us. All the devotees in the temple, they are like demigods to us. When a new boy comes, all these devotees are demigods. Any service is directly coming from Krishna for them. And they do it with so much enthusiasm and so happy. Every one of us, that is how the trailer is. Afterward, things change. Because when we come in bhakti, we start chanting, we start from the namabhas level. And then we come to the namaprad level. Very rare souls, they go from namabhas to Shuddhanam. Most of us, we go from namabhas to namaprad. Anyway, so this is service, that how this service is so important. Now, this verse of Chaitanya Shiksha Ashtakam, we recite almost every day, na dhanam na sundaryam. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Mama janmani janmani Ishware. How many of us actually can sing this from the heart? that you give me, birth, no problem. You give me any number of material births, I will serve you. One devotee was saying, most of us, we don't come because we have love for Krishna or we have attachment to service. Most of us come to ISKCON because of fear. Fear of death. And we feel a lot of pain outside in material world. So we are attracted to this pleasurable process of bhakti. And we'll discuss that who can actually sing this, Mama Janmani Janmani, what it requires, and do we really mean when we sing? Because we are having some concerns or some shortcomings. I will discuss this. Only a person who has this proper service attitude can actually sing like this. What Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, my dear Lord, if you want me to take birth and accept material body again, no problem. Kindly do this me a favor. I will accept material body. Do me one favor. What is that? Allow me to take birth in the home of your servant, your devotee. I do not mind even being taken birth as a kita, insignificant, creature. So association. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, we'll get service. We'll be engaged again, like some devotee when he leaves the body. So we announce, no? Prabhuji announced that we pray for this continuation of transcendental service. Continuation of devotional service. That is Mama Janmani Janmani. That soul also should aspire for that. Anyways, he will come back in devotional service. That's no doubt. Now, what is service attitude? We are talking about service attitude. What is that? One who is eagerly looking for performing more and more and any kind of and every kind of service for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. That is service, proper service attitude. It's not that one who is forced to do service, or there are regulations, or there are conditions, or service is kind of like a punishment to us. When King Yayati, he got this curse of Shukracharya became old, he wanted to exchange youth. To the last son, Puru, he went to Puru, and Puru, when he heard that his father has approached him to exchange the old age. So Puru talks about this, that there are 4 kind of disciples or sons. One who will do whatever is needed without even asking. Second class is one who will do when he is asked for. And third class, lot of regulations, lot of conditions, some business dealing. You will get this if you do this. And fourth, he says he is the urine of a father. Because he does not perform service even after telling. So that is, we have to see what is, we have a meter to check what is my service attitude. So we will discuss what are the obstacles in service attitude or in serving, what are the obstacles and what is the solution. Now, broadly there are 2 categories of obstacles. One is physical, another is mental. When the body is not in proper shape, our health is not good. That is one. And that's understood. And we should not take anxiety so much because that is temporary. Someone is not able to do service because of some health issues, that is temporary. Or someone has a chronic disease or permanent health damage, then he can do some other service. But still we can check whether that person has proper attitude for service or not by his desire to do more and more service. We have examples. We have wonderful examples in front of our eyes. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. It was 2008 when he got stroke here in Mumbai. GBC meeting was going on 2008, that time, and now it's 2019. You see, his spirit to serve. Immediately after this GBC meeting, for a few months he was in hospital. Then he came to Mayapur in 2009 and he was sitting for GBC meetings. Every time he's trying to improve his health. He can just relax, very easy. Such a serious ailment, he can just relax, but he's trying and he's serving. His service continues. He's traveling all over the world without any, hassles for him. Others may feel that Maharaj is having pain, but he is traveling. He is continuing his service. Then we have His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. Similar issue, health issue. So I asked Radhika Kanai Prabhu, why is Maharaj traveling? Maharaj was traveling to Kerala for health treatment. So I said, why Maharaj has to travel from Vrindavan to Kerala in the train? Sometime he'll take a halt of a day or two in Bombay, again another train. See, in that situation where it's difficult for you to walk also. Even to go to bathroom is a trouble in train. And in flight you will reach in 2 hours. So he said that Maharaj is saying that I prefer train because I can peacefully read Bahagavatam and become more absorbed and, become more deeply absorbed in Srimad Bhagavatam. That doesn't require much intelligence to see whether these devotees have service attitude or not. After that also, Radha Govind Maharaj, he gave here Ram Katha around 6-7 years back. After the stroke, he continued preaching. Now also I get sometime updates that he is visiting regularly to different holy places in Vrindavan. Sometime he'll go to Radha Kund, sometime he'll go to Govardhan, he'll go to Nandagram, Gokul. Evening, I saw, a few months back I was there, evening he would take parikrama on the wheelchair with devotees of Krishna Balram temple. He can easily relax, sleep, I don't want to meet anyone, but he's continuing his services. He's giving instructions to his disciples, or any devotee goes, he's giving instructions. So that is service attitude. Even physical obstacle is not obstacle for them. The one senior Prabhupada disciple, sannyasi, I saw few years back in Prabhupada, on the Prabhupada disappearance day in Vrindavan. Almost every Prabhupada disciple has crossed age of 60. They've grown old. At the young age, we are facing difficulty if little bit health affects. But at the age of 60, they are still moving. Recently, Bhavananda Prabhu was here, 80 years old, still serving. So this one devotee, a sannyasi, he gave his offering to Prabhupada on the disappearance day. And then Prabhupada was sitting in between, Prabhupada's deity. And one side Mataji was sitting on the chair on the stage, senior devotees, on the left side Prabhus were sitting. So then I saw this devotee, he offered his, he read his offering to Prabhupada. And then he sat there and started chanting. And I could see after few minutes of chanting, he was feeling little drowsy. Old age, effects. Then it's easy. You have old age, a Prabhupada disciple or sannyasi, no one will ask any question, you can go to your room and sleep. It's very easy. But then he stood up. He saw that, he could feel that I'm feeling sleepy. He stood up, took the chamber and started serving Prabhupada with the chamber. So even physical obstacle is not an obstacle for a devotee who has proper service attitude. And that's why they are there. That's why they are there. The result is in front of us. The process is there. The follower of the process is there. And the result, everything is in front of our eyes. Only thing missing is inspiration. And that we have to take. Inspiration cannot be given. We have to take inspiration. We have to inspire. Be inspired. Another obstacle is a mental obstacle. And what are different mental obstacles? First is complacency. Now I am initiated, finish. Whatever hard work I have to do to get initiation is over. Now I'll just be relaxed in my life. Prabhupada is very smart. I don't think so anywhere in the dictionary, Sanskrit dictionary, you will get the meaning of Diksha as initiation. Prabhupada is not he is not translating Sanskrit into English. He is translating the purport of that word. No one will talk about Diksha as initiation. And Prabhupada is saying Diksha means initiation. That means now you initiate the process of bhakti. Who could ever think about this definition? But most of the devotees, they are little fired up. I have seen at least many devotees, after initiation somehow, even some devotees say also, Prabhu ji abhi Diksha ho gaya na, abhi kya, abhi aaram karo. Guru ji leke jayenge. And Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam that I will fly my own plane and all of you have to fly your own planes. Guru ji nahi leke jayenge. So, we become complacent. Now I have joined temple, or Prabhuji, what can I do? Now I am a grahastha, I have married. So whatever little he thinks now, whatever little he can do, even if he chants 16 rounds, that is sufficient for him. That complacency. That may enter any soul, whether brahmachari or grahastha, doesn't matter. Or for that matter, even sannyasi. Who was not complacent? Bhishma. Who was not complacent? Haridas Thakur. Prabhupada himself. They didn't become complacent. Even though they were Mahabhagavat. They're going on till the last breath of their life. They didn't become complacent. And we have so many examples. We are fortunate to have examples in front of our eyes. They don't become complacent. So it's a mental disease. We don't have much time, so I'll just go. Another disease which is spoken in this is that we have a deep-rooted Mayavad in our personality. A deep-rooted Mayavad. Why Prabhupada gave deity worship? Jayapataka Swami Maharaj explains, Prabhupada has given us deity worship because he knew that we are having this impersonal conception deeply rooted in our heart. And by serving the deities, the personal form of the deities, doing arati, that impersonalism will go away. So Mayavad is there, Shunyavad is there. So we just want to finish off this life and go back to Vaikuntha. Not Vaikuntha, devotees. ISKCON devotees, I don't hardly hear talking that we'll go to Vaikuntha. We will go to Golok. No compromise, not even Mathura, no Dwarka, no Saket. Direct Golok, Vrindavan. Many devotees say, Prabhu ji, Golok jana hai. Udhar kya karega? What will you do there? One devotee was saying, Prabhuji, we'll go to Golok now. I said, what will you do there? You know Jiva Goswami, such an exalted personality. What his service is in Golok Vrindavan? There's a mountain of flowers in front of him. He's the manjari there. And what he has to do? Just make garlands. For how many hours? There's no time only. A time in here, how many hours, how many days and day and night? Question ही नहीं उठता. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains what is his service. He has to just make chandan paste, sandalwood paste from the sandalwood. Whole eternity, not even whole life. For eternity, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's service is that. And that chandan will be given, some manjari will take to Gopi and Gopi will offer to Radha and Krishna. Madhavendra Puri is a tree. So what do you expect? Imagine. It's not so, one devotee came. He said, Prabhuji, I am in temple, I want to meet you. I said, why? I want to join temple. I want to become a devotee. I said, okay. So right now, I cannot meet because I am in a meeting. So you can come in the evening. Stay here 2 kilometers. No, Prabhuji, I will come wherever you are, I will come there and meet you. I said, I am in a meeting, how can I meet you? He said, no, Prabhuji, don't worry, I will come there. I said, why do you want to become a devotee? No, why you want to join the temple to become a devotee? What is the first duty of a devotee? To follow. So you are not following only. I am telling you right now, I am in a meeting. Come in the evening. And then he came in the evening. He said, I am frustrated with this life. So when I hear the frustrated with life, I do not encourage these kind of devotees to join. First you work 6 months, you be connected to temple. He said, Prabhuji, from my childhood I am connected to temple. I said, that is okay. Now you chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regular principles, connected to temple. And then we will see whether you are fit or not. Because this disease is same. This disease is same. I want freedom from material miseries. That's why I want to become devotee. So become devotee now. But to become devotee is not so easy. Now, most of us have similar problem, deep rooted. I just want to avoid material pains. And because I have understood somehow or the other, because some Sukriti was there, or by reading books, hearing devotees, that even material pleasure turns to be material pain, so leave both and come to ISKCON. But do what? Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, I get inspiration from these materialistic people when I see them working so hard. When will I work so hard for Krishna? So this deep-rooted concept, what we want is mukti. चलेगा प्रभु जी, ब्रह्मन भी चलेगा, इधर से निकालो. You see people outside, when they are very much stressed or frustrated, what they do? They drink, they smoke, they get into some kind of intoxication. Why? They want to run away. And then they sleep. Now devotee, a sadhaka may not take intoxication. He will not take. But faced with struggles and challenges, he takes off. Prabhuji, मैं नहीं करूँगा service. There is a lot of challenge. I will not do this service. One devotee was showing Aarti plate. I said, Prabhu, you should show first to that side. Some senior devotees you missed, you should look. He came to me after Bhagavatam. He said, Prabhu, tomorrow onwards, you can look for some other devotee to do that service. I think I am not fit. I know you are not fit. That's why I am teaching you. But we have this attitude, Prabhu, I don't want to do this service. Any challenge comes, we don't want to do this service. That means we have not accepted ISKCON society as our own society. That's clear. See, for a devotee, why is he saying material body or spiritual body I am same? Because material world and spiritual world both belongs to Krishna, and this devotee understands that Krishna is my Lord, everything belongs to my Lord, everything is mine also. If we are not able to even understand that ISKCON is ours and we should struggle hard, there are many devotees who are doing, but there are some who are not doing. So for us, we are not able to do that, we should take inspiration from those who are doing. Any challenge comes in service, we are ready to leave the service. What is the use? That shows your service attitude. The same thing, we want mukti, we want liberation. This is escapist tendency. I will do my service if I am happy. Prabhu, the service is not giving you challenge. The service is not giving you frustration. How can Krishna's service give you frustration? What about your karma? What about your previous karma? That has to be purified. And how will that purified? You have to accept it. See, Prabhupada says that Krishna will minimize the karma, the fruits of the karma. But he doesn't say Krishna will take away all the fruits of karma. Prarabdha we have to suffer. We have to suffer for that. So the suffering, what we are facing is not because of service, is not because of Krishna, because of our own purva prarabdha. So we accept and we continue. So if that, suppose someone says that I will not do this service, okay, do another service. There was one disciple of Prabhupada, he will fight with every devotee in temple. And then he changed the temple. And again changed the temple. Again changed the temple. So many times, every 2 months he is changing the temple. Prabhupada said, why are you are changing the temple, you think because devotees are the problem. But problem is your own karma, your past karma, it is not devotees. It's past karma. So this mentality, we read in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, oh, these Mayavadis, they want mukti. We don't want mukti, we want bhakti. But the mentality has to be understood deeply and more elaborately, that when I say I don't want to do this service because there is some challenge, that means I am having the same Mayavadi mentality. I'm not. You see how much problem Hanuman faced? Three demons came in the way, in the ocean only. First of all, ocean itself was a challenge. Somehow he just took off from Mahendra Parvat. And then 3 demons. And then Lankini. And then he is entering into, Lankesh's kingdom. Another challenge. Then he is caught by Brahmastra. And his tail is on fire. At any moment you read in Ramayana, you will never see that Hanuman said, I don't want to do it. I'll go back. I'll tell Ram, this is my capacity. Prabhu, I am not fit for this service. The typical escapist Mayavadi mentality. A guru is ready to make you fit for the service. Anyways, we are fit for nothing. So this attitude has to be changed. And third is laziness. Another, it's a mind problem. It's a laziness issue. So what are the solutions? We can discuss a lot with many examples, but let us go to solution. What are the solutions? The first is association. Association of those enthusiastic devotees who are selflessly not only serving, but pushing the movement on, as Prabhupada said. Pushing the movement. Association of those. But those devotees are rare. How do we associate with them? So we can associate Vapu, we can associate Vani. We can meditate on their activities, how they are performing, and we will be inspired. We can talk about them, we can hear about them, we can hear from them. Through their Vani, they will transfer this consciousness into our consciousness. So that is why association is important. Association does not mean necessarily Vapu association that we know. Another is knowledge. By reading Prabhupada's book, by hearing different lectures, we'll get knowledge. For whom I am doing this service? For my own purification. After purification, what will I get? I'll get bliss. What Krishna will get? Nothing. Krishna will only be happy because he sees that child is happy, the father is happy. Otherwise, what is Krishna getting? Nothing. It is not that, in Vaikuntha some of the workers have gone on strike and Krishna needs some workers to work in Vaikuntha, and that's why he has come here with the movement to take us. He is blissful. His associates are blissful. He will be happy. So this service I am doing for myself. And then if a challenge comes, we discuss. What is this challenge? Why it is coming? One challenge comes, you are ready to give up service. Why did we come to ISKCON? Because there were so many ocean of challenges outside. So that is karma. Now it has reduced or not? It has reduced. But some will always be there. Prabhupada himself, he faced so much. That's why Krishna took these devotees. Mother Sita has to face. Lakshman has to face. Lakshman did send to Ram. He didn't tell to Ram that I will not go to do this difficult service. Sometimes, there is some service where, you have to be a little tight. So some devotees, no, Prabhuji, I will not do. Imagine the service of Lakshman to take Sita without telling her and, taking her to, leaving her at Valmiki ashram. Such a difficult service. And he has to tell her at Valmiki ashram that Lord Ram has abandoned you. How much challenge? नहीं प्रभु जी अपराध हो जाएगा. अपराध हुआ क्या लक्ष्मण से? मदर सीता अपराध हुआ? Pandavas, see the problems. That's why Kunti is praying now. Kunti Maharani is praying. Give me more and more problems. And all the acharyas. You know who faces most difficulty? The most, Prabhupada says, the most challenging service in the entire creation, under the maximum number of difficult situations or circumstances, is of Mother Yashoda. The most difficult service in the entire creation is of Mother Yashoda. You go and read, so much problem. But she is serving, she is determined. And then Sachi Mata is praying when Nimai became devotee, she is praying to Ganga Mata and Lord Narayan that you took away my one son, he became sannyasi, no problem. You took away my husband, no problem. I only have Nimai left. Because after he became devotee, she was concerned, I only have Nimai left. Please make his intelligence in such a way that he is fixed up in Grihastha ashram. What Narayan can do? The master of Narayan wants to take sannyas, what Narayan can do? And then Mahaprabhu leaves, leaving the old mother, widow mother, and young wife. How much pain? Now what is our challenge and struggle in front of them? Krishna takes these devotees to teach us. And the third is, Prabhupada said, one devotee said, Prabhupada, I am not feeling very enthusiastic. Prabhupada said, work enthusiastically and enthusiasm will come. So even if we don't have service attitude, serve. Take more services. Before one service is over, we should be able to think about another service. We should always be engaged. Then that attitude will come. At least we should start physically. And then that consciousness will gradually get into our system. So these are the solutions. There may be many solutions, I just thought. So today we discussed that how Maharaj Nimi didn't want such a body, material body. He is not saying, I don't want material body. Give me a material body, no issues, but give me intelligence to serve Krishna. And then we read beautiful purport. It's 2 pages purport. Prabhupada is talking about service attitude, life after life. Who can do that? One who has a proper service attitude. What is proper service attitude? One sadhaka or a devotee who's constantly looking for more and more and more services. Like there was one book written by some devotee in ISKCON, how to study Srimad Bhagavatam. So one devotee purchased that book. And I asked him after 2 years, so now have you started Bhagavatam? Prabhuji, I am still studying how to study Srimad Bhagavatam. I said, 2 years you will study how to study Bhagavatam, when will you study Bhagavatam? So sometime we may talk about service attitude, we may hear about service attitude, but then are we doing practical services? One devotee in IIYC, because it was youth preachers, he said, you tell any youth preacher, it's not general, but he said, you tell youth preacher, he will, on the computer, he will design and plan entire Gundicha margin, but he cannot take the broom and clean little bit. Understand? So it's not that we just talk about that, we have to do also. And then that will help us. What are the obstacles? One is the physical obstacle and how we can overcome. Another is mental obstacle, complacency, and then freedom from pains and pleasures, like Mayavadis. An escapist mentality, laziness. What are the solutions? Association with such enthusiastic devotees, knowledge about soul, about super soul, about devotional service, and doing practical services. That will inspire us. Hare Krishna. Any devotee has any comment or question? It's already late. Yes, Hanuman Prabhu. On time.
For the benefit of the Jews. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, it is better to become a servant of the wise person than the master of the fools. It is better to become a servant of the wise person, but not the master of the fools. So you mentioned the person who he chalk out the how temple cleaning up Gundicha. So he has the good intelligence. Many people don't have brain, but if someone can guide them, they can do wonderful service. So if one don't have brain, it is better to follow a person who has the brain and can do the better service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But the person who has brain also should do some service. That was the point.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
जैसा आपका आदेश नहीं दूंगा, आप जैसा बोलेंगे, मैं वैल्यूबल टाइम मेरा दे रहा हूँ फोकट में, कुछ पारितोषिक तो है ही नहीं. Prabhuji, I will follow your order as you pleased.